Social media feels weird right now. Social media used to be a place to connect with your friends and family. That's what brought us all onto it. But now it's this obsession with having a brand and getting brand deals. This branding obsession makes it feel performative. It feels confusing and borderline icky, especially for people who are professionals, who have a 9 to 5, who have a technical skill that they work on most of their week. I work in the corporate biotech space, and a lot of my week is occupied with work. During the day, I'm collaborating with people, I'm meeting with my clients, I'm solving their problems. Even if most of this is virtual nowadays, I'm connecting with people and connecting to things that have nothing to do with social media. As someone that is a young creator, a nano creator, that understands the importance of having a personal brand. Let's be real, it's necessary if you're going to start creating content, if you want to do something within the long term. I'm finding it pretty hard at times to balance between remaining authentic and doing what feels real, what feels valuable, what feels creative and fun. Because at the same time, it feels like there's this requirement to have a brand. And it's very real. Having a personal brand is not only intelligent, but it also gives you a clear path and direction. You can always change it as you grow along the way if you do it intelligently. The brand is not the problem, it's the way that everyone's going about it. So if you're someone that wants to start creating or is currently creating and feels like social media culture is misaligned with you, it's inauthentic, but you have tremendous value that you feel you can provide, even if you aren't super clear on it, then don't be afraid, because that version of socials is dying. The question is, what's actually replacing it? And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Based off my consistency on social media over the past 6 months, I know not a lot of time, but perspective is everything. And also recent studies that have come up for 2026, the next trend is close friends. What I'm seeing is we're pivoting away from the influencer era of perfection. With AI on the rise, this is actually working to your advantage, because sincerity, authenticity, close community, this is something that people are desiring in the sea of junk that is social media right now. Like, come on. I hate to say niche down because I have been very anti-niche, but having specific topics that you talk about, specific areas that your community, that your close friends care about, this is the way to go right now. If you talk about just everything under the sun, people don't have something to associate you with. You don't have a personal brand. A personal brand is really simple. It's the first one or two things people think about when they think of you. Having that niche-like attribute to your brand, this is going to help you stand out. I just got back on YouTube at the start of this year. So for 2026, approaches that I'm taking for my content is close friend energy. I want that close circle to come across in every piece of content that I create. Will I hit it 10 out of 10 every time? Likely not. Like, perfection is not realistic. But as long as I keep this in mind and I hold this close as one of my primary values for whatever I create, I know that it's going to permeate. The practice and the doing, that's what's going to help. Instead of focusing on talking to millions of people like most people are doing because they're all focused on the followers, talk to camera like you're talking to 100, 1,000, 5,000 people instead of 100,000 or a million. These are the people that care about the 1 to 2, max 3 topics that you talk about. This is your inner circle. These are the things that you guys connect with. This is where you are relatable to them. And it doesn't mean that you can't focus on value, but we'll get to that in just a second. In addition to the close friend energy becoming the new wave, I hate to call it a trend because it feels so real, at least for me. It feels much more natural. In addition to the shift in content demand for close friend energy, we're also seeing a shift in terms of the vibe. Like, people want more of a casual vibe, more of a we are friends at a coffee shop, or you're hanging out in my house sitting on the floor with me, chatting with me, imperfect, messy hair vibe. It doesn't mean that the quality is bad. Like, back camera, please. Good audio, that's really important. But you don't need to buy a $2,000 camera. It's not about that. People want relatable. Think to yourself, walking, talking, no major script. Yes, you can have a guideline. A script can be a few bullets. What do you want to hit at? But you're speaking from the heart, and that's something that people can feel. That is so much more powerful than having the perfectly edited, perfectly curated video. So no overproduction, no over rehearsal. I'm creating a few videos on this year on how to talk to camera and how to create a personal brand that's natural and also provides value so that you can keep creating. We don't want to burn out and we don't want to get bored. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be passion. AI is obviously nowhere near stopping. It's going to continue to be on the rise. And for this reason, there's so much skepticism. Like, people are tired of seeing bot content. They're tired of seeing AI generated. It's not impressive. This strained sense of trust between what's real and what's AI means that anything that's not AI, this is what's gonna get views. This is what's gonna engage people for the long term. Flashy content, hooks, that might get someone to stop scrolling because of the psychological impact, but it doesn't mean that they're going to stop and give you the like, give you the comment, want to actually follow you. You need to have a certain level of curiosity or trust established in order for people to go the extra mile and click on your page and view or listen to more content. In order to achieve that, you need to show them that you're not a robot. So what are we doing? Personally, I'm in a state of unlearning. I made education my brand. That was my focus. That was my primary value system. Educational content is great, but I focused too hard on distilling topics and making them easily digestible and informative and supportive. And somewhere along the way, I lost relatability. My homework assignment this year, what I get to play with, is connecting more, showing my human more, going off script. I'm still going to have a script, but it's only bullets. I am practicing on a new level, speaking from the soul, speaking from experience instead of perfection. If you've seen other content on my page, I talk a lot about professionals and people with technical experience entering the creator economy and creating content because you guys have foundational skills that make you really competitive. You can be so good. You can really reach a wide audience because you have certain skills that already put you ahead of the game. Now it's about unlearning some habits and learning a few new ones and refining them by doing. Educational content is great. You can provide value, whether you're talking about music, art, a tough experience with relationships that taught you a lot about the human dynamic. What do you want? You want to grow a community of humans. So be human. Don't forget that. Don't decenter that. I accidentally decentered that along the way because I was focusing so much on what I was doing wrong and on being perfect. As long as you make your niche topics that you already have experience in or are experiencing live and are sharing your journey, you don't have to worry about having information to share. I would make it my focus. With each piece of content that you create, people feel something. What do you want them to feel? You want them to feel a connection to you. What does that connection feel like? What are the emotions that they walk away from? What are the feelings that they feel throughout your video, throughout your piece of content while they're digesting it? If I had the choice, I don't want to be a thought. When people think of me, I'd rather be a feeling because that's so freaking beautiful. That's so much more impactful. So what does connecting with your close circle actually look like? Your first realization is that your value is in relating. You're connecting first. You're relating first. Talking with people, not talking at them. And I was doing a lot of talking at people. At least it felt like that. It felt a little bit strained when I talked to camera in the past. But it became much easier and the vibe shifted, and I started receiving text messages from people saying that they loved my content only after I stopped broadcasting and I started having a conversation. I started having a conversation with camera, but really it was meant for you. It was meant for you who's viewing it right now. A little bit of data because I'm a data junkie. 2026, Metrical's State of Socials has told us that going into this year, people are fatigued with the perfectly curated content. As we've described, they want more raw, more unfiltered, unscripted content. They don't want flashy edits. When they see that, it triggers a signal in their brain that's like, is this AI generated? Even though it could have just been you spending 2 hours editing the perfect video. And that's not what people want to see. Shoot, people rather see you in a dark bathroom, just keeping it real. They want connection. So relatability first, unscripted first. No need to obsess over the hook, myself included, because people want slow content. This is actually what they're craving. Crazy, right? Spontaneous content is going to outperform your 2-hour edit. And it's not spontaneous if you're planning it for 2 hours either. Think whipping out your phone on the way back from doing groceries or after a nice little gym session when the endorphins are going and inspiration strikes. This is what people are clicking on. This is what people are viewing through the end. I leave you with this. This is actually a really fun time to be creating or to start creating, because now we're getting back into an era of unfiltered content, talking to your close friends, connecting, letting the style and the energy be unfiltered. We're not talking about everything under the sun. Brands prefer to work with individuals that are talking about certain topics rather than the ones that have a million followers and no clear personal brand. Anti-brand doesn't mean that you don't have a brand. It means that you're not obsessing over perfection. It's about being messy. It's about failing on camera, sharing your journey with your audience, with your close friends, and sharing how you get back up. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you stay down for a little while and what you learn from it. It's about focusing on a few core topics that matter to this small, close knit circle and caring more about speaking from your heart rather than how bomb the edit or the hook is. Social media doesn't need more experts, it just needs people with real experience. You're not behind, you're right on time. Trust the process and be you. I'm unlearning with you too. If this video resonated, I'd love to know, what are you unlearning right now? I'll see you in the next video.